Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Cold Steel 2. We are in Celtic and as you can see, it's a mess. Yeah, the Duke, he attacked this town for no apparent reason and someone died. Someone we know and truly respect in this town, and that's Otto. And we're about to head inside his house. See how everything is. Let's go. Did you come to see the market manager? If so, head up to the second floor. Everyone else is already there. The market manager's up on the second floor. Sorry, I just said my goodbyes not long ago. That's okay. Someone passed away, grief is just a normal thing. He... No. Why, Otto? Please come back to me. You roll from Thor's, correct? He fell victim to one of the soldiers' attacks while evacuating the town folks, I'm afraid. I did everything in my power to save him, and yet... we heard. How could this happen? The market manager has always done everything he could to protect this town. But now he went and gave his life for us. One loved this town more than Otto. This just goes to prove that. Why did things end up like this? What are even we supposed to do? I think the only thing you can do is grieve for the loss of a friend. Or an acquaintance. The market manager did everything he could to protect us, even in his last moments. This is how it's always been too. We always got to be thanks to him. Why, adios? Why did you take the market manager from us? I can't believe he gave up his life to protect us. I hope you're happy, Duke Alberia. If your aim was to terrorize us and take something from us that you can never be replaced, then you must be. I did everything in my power, but it wasn't enough. At the very least, he seems to have passed on peacefully. We can only pray that Aios guides his souls to her side. I hope so too. Oh, why, Otto? Please come back to me. He's resting in peace. He looks like he could wake up at any moment. Yeah, but sadly, it's not gonna be. Yeah. I'm thinking we're gonna go after the Duke, aren't we? To make him answer to all of this.
Poor guy.
Is any place we haven't been to yet? No, we just have to go back outside of town to the Courageous. We've got a decent grasp on the situation in Celtic now. Should we head back? Yeah, we should. Because they know if they need anything, they know how to reach out to us. Rean! Where's my family? They're all safe, right? Becky, Hugo. We told you to wait on board, didn't we? I'm sorry, but she insisted. You expect me to sit about knowing about what happened to my home? My family is safe, right? What about the market manager? Your family's alright. We saw them at church. I can't say the same for the market manager, though. Oh, no. You're having a laugh, huh? Wait. I've got it, Rean. I make sure she returns to the courageous. Thanks. We'll make our way back first then. We have a lot to discuss regarding where to proceed from here. Indeed. Yeah, Hugo is a great friend to Becky. After leaving Celtic in the Imperial Army's hands, they all went back to the Courageous. Processing both Otto's death and the state of Celtic proved to be difficult, but they had to face it. It was only after Becky and Hugo had returned that they decided to take off.
Still, this war seems to resemble the War of the Lions more by the minute.
Yeah, it could be orchestrated that way by one particular witch.
History tells us towns were set ablaze all across the country back then as well.
Really?
That is said to have been the case, yes. Although the situation back then is very different compared to now.
True enough. This war's been relatively bloodless in comparison, so something like this happening is a big deal.
Still, in the long term, this is bound to hurt the Alliance's cause more than it will help. That's why I'm finding it so hard to picture that Rufus would give the go-ahead to do it.
I think it's safe to say it was just Duke Alborea doing his own thing.
Yes, which so far through the entirety of Call of Duty 2 has been nothing more but chaotic at best. I think Rufus is the only element there that's calming him and his actions down, and I think he failed on this regard.
He really seems to hate how Duke Cayenne's higher in practice than him in the Alliance.
I'm sorry, but this is where we part ways.
No, we're not gonna let you go, Eustace, because we know what you're about to do, and you will not do that alone.
Captain, please let me disembark somewhere nearby.
What? You can't be serious.
You're not thinking of trying to settle things with your father alone, are you?
I can't believe you would even entertain the thought. You need to take a deep breath and calm down before you do something you'll regret, Eustace.
How dare you? Don't act like you know the first thing about what I'm feeling right now. As a member of the Alborea family, I have a duty to stop my father. You have no right!
We have every right to interfere, Eustace. This is clearly too much for one person to handle alone.
Machias is right. You need to calm down and we need to think this over together. Yeah, this isn't like you at all.
As your classmates and friends, it's not hard to imagine how terrible you must be feeling right now. But that's exactly why we want to help you. And I believe we can.
We should discuss how to approach this matter together.
That's a Class 7I now.
Still, this isn't a matter to be taken lightly. Your actions could have a profound effect on the war from here on out.
Well, some of the actions we've done so far have had the same effect as well, because liberating war, that is right up front of conflicting with the war itself. So, why stop now? And yes, he needs to be stopped. He needs to be held accountable for what he did in Celtic. Definitely.
If you're going to get yourselves involved, you're going to need to be prepared for the potential consequences. But I'm sure you guys know the deal at this point, right?
We fully understand what you're saying. So far, we've tried to keep our interference with the war itself to a minimum. However, what just happened in Keldic was an act of terrorism against innocent civilians. We can't turn a blind eye to that.
You're right.
We're all agreed there. The market manager did a lot for us, both during our field study and when we were lying low there after the war broke out.
True. He was a generally good person.
I'm of the same opinion. He may be head of one of the 4 great houses, but the Imperial family can still make him answer for his crimes. So please, use my position and this ship however necessary to bring him to justice.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Alright, I think it's time we come up with a solid plan. We can't allow Duke Albarea to do anything so inhuman ever again.
Thank you.
Huh? Is there a call coming through? Where's it coming from? Bear with me a moment. This can't be right. It's coming from an airship owned by the Noble Alliance.
Let me guess. Is Rufus, isn't it?
How can that be?
They must have sneaked into range. What should we do, Toa? I think I can shake them off if I try.
No. Put the call up on the screen.
I knew
it's
it.
It's a pleasure to see you all again. Especially you, my dear brother. And Princess Alphen is with you too. Truly, it's an honor, Your Highness.
Rufus?
Goodness.
Why are you calling us?
I apologize for calling so abruptly. Rest assured, I have no intention of attacking or otherwise harming you. I'm calling because there is information of which I'd like to make you aware. Due to the rather sensitive nature of my message, this feed is a private communique from my personal airship.
What could you possibly have to tell us?
That the attack on Keldic was enforced by Jaegers instructed by Vida and not by Albarea himself? Even though I cannot actually believe that, because Duke Albarea is petty enough to do it.
Does this concern Keldic by any chance?
It does indeed. I imagine all of you have seen what befell the town yourselves. The attack on Keldic was instigated by Duke Albarea alone. We of the Noble Alliance do not in any way condone it.
So yeah, confirmation that he did it all on his own. And like I said, it's no way for a noble to act. It's despicable.
If you plan to confront the Duke about his actions, you need fear no interference from us.
Huh? Oh, I get it.
Yeah, he is becoming a thorn in the Noble Alliance's eye with all the chaotic actions he's been doing, trying to claw his way back on the ladder, and now they've had enough. He wants us to take him out, so the Noble Alliance can say that, yes, they succeeded in bringing him down without actually having to do something themselves. It's political, it is.
You want us to take him out, don't you?
Surely not.
The bulk of the Kreutzen provincial army is already under my control. The attack was carried out by a small contingent of soldiers who remain loyal to my father. At present, they've walled themselves up in Aurochs Fort along with him. With the aid of the Imperial Army, you ought to be able to take the fortress without much trouble.
This is insane.
They're not as well trained as the ones who are serving you, so you don't mind losing them, do you? I'm impressed at how cold-heartedly objective you can be, Mr. Chief of Staff.
Bet you'd love it if we ended up killing each other, so you'd have nothing to worry about, huh?
Nothing of the sort, Miss Clausel. Still, there's no denying my father's actions will be a millstone around the neck of the Alliance going forward. But considering the position I hold, I can't very well publicly oppose him. And that's why I figured I might bring up the matter with all of you. Well, I've said my part. Oh, and Eustace, this is an intensely family-centric affair, as I'm sure you realize. I'm very curious how you'll approach it. Well then, if you'll excuse me.
Yeah, he wants to see his brother's conviction.
I suppose I'll hope and pray for your success this once, as a sitting member of Thor's Board of Directors.
nothing like using other people to do your dirty work.
Well, it's an advantage to us and what we want to do, so we know where he is, that he has only a small force, and that the Noble Alliance itself will not interfere with this business. So yeah, we can do something with this information.
There remains a real possibility that this is a trap.
I don't think so. I think Rufus is more noble than you might think.
Still, now we know the Alliance wants something done about Duke Alberea as much as we do. This could be the best chance we're ever going to get to stop him from wreaking more havoc.
I can't allow my father to commit any more of these unforgivable crimes. I will go to Aurochs Fort and apprehend Duke Alberea myself.
Together with us, Eustace, definitely.
And it would mean the world to me if all of you were to lend me your aid.
Do you even need to ask?
Of course we will. We'll be with you every step of the way.
With that, they finally began preparations to apprehend Duke Alberea. Duke Alberea's actions against Celdek were believed to be in violation of a number of Imperial laws. With that fact as justification, Class 7 chose to call upon the aid of the 4th Armored Division and the RMP to formally place him under arrest. In the end, they settled upon the following plan. First, the 4th Armored Division would attack Bereahard's northern line of defense. Meanwhile, the RMP would attack the city's southern line of defense, forcing them to call for reinforcements from Aurochs Fort. This would give Class 7 the opportunity to attack the fortress using the Courageous with relatively limited opposition. And once the fortress was under their control, they were to arrest Duke Alberea, effectively completing the mission. While all of this was being finalized, the remaining touches were put to Valimar's reinforced sword. The operation proved to be an opportune time to test it and collect much needed data. Yes, so we're gonna fight the fight with Valimar's new sword. So there's definitely gonna be a night fight in there. The next day, the time came for the operation to begin. Ooh, we're getting so close to the date that is my birthday. Well, the time's finally come. Is everyone ready to go? Of course. We can't let Juices down. This is our chance to avenge Otto's death too. I appreciate it. Just try and focus your thoughts on the operation for now. You can worry about other things later. We'll be right there with you. Sounds like everyone's all fired up and ready to go. This will be our first chance to test Valimar's newly fortified weapon too. How did it turn out? Great actually. And like Laura said, today's operation makes it the perfect chance to test it out in battle. I hope so. It'll be a good way to iron out the kinks anyway. The more data I have, the better off we'll be when it comes to making that touchy. Guys, the 4th Armored Division and the Railway Military Police are almost ready to make their move. Let me know as soon as you're ready. The sooner, the better. I'm coming with you. It doesn't sit right with me to have you going up against high-ranking Jaegers alone. That's no reason to let your guards down though. Make sure you have everything you need. No problem. The number of members in the party has temporarily increased to 7. Alright, I do not mind that. Okay, our heavy hitter and magic user. I want Machias for emotional support for uses. Yes, I know the irony in that statement. And we're gonna put in the last slot. Yes, let's put Elliot in there, why not? To advance the main story, speak to Towa in the captain's chair and select Commence Operation. Ooh. Do we have the opportunity now to basically go to other locations and maybe a shrine? We can test it out. I am relatively sure we're gonna be stopped if we try to go in there, but doesn't mean we shouldn't try. How is the equipment looking from people here all? Okay, she's fixed. Is it fixed? It is. So hard to see which equipment pieces we need. I think it is the battle spikes. So he's, relatively speaking, just need a new coat. I think it's only Elliot that needs some reinforcement in his equipment, but that's about it. Alright, let's do that. Oh yeah, George of course working on our stuff. This wasn't exactly what I pictured the reinforced blade's first battle will be. I wish I could give it a test run or something beforehand, but I guess you do know how to use a sword, so... It's the same blade you've always used, just stronger. It shouldn't be all that different at least. Yeah, I'll be fine. This blade's gonna lead us straight to victory, I just know it. You're too kind. Good luck, Rean. This will give me a chance to get some real usage data for the new reinforced blade at least. That'll help. I've got a few last tweaks to make, but once they're done, I'll hand it over to Valimar. Go for it. Alright. We can't increase it because we have to buy it first. It's hard to believe someone would resort to raising a town in this day and age. Humans never change, do they? Honestly, I'm sick and tired of seeing them do the same stupid things over and over again. Sorry, Celine. I know. Name is a little rash of me to lump you all together, but do you think you can show me that humanity is more than a series of foolish decisions? We can. I promise you that. Yeah, cause the best thing you can say about humanity, it takes all kinds. Yeah. If something isn't done about Duke Alberia soon, there's no telling what he might do. While we need to put our exploration of the spirit shrines on hold for the time being, there's no time to waste. No matter what, we need to take him down. Alright, so we cannot go to the other shrines, he just confirmed that. We might be able to go to Ignis, because that's already open, so we might be able to at least grind there somewhat if we wanted to. But first, I feel like it would be beneficial to talk to everyone on the Courageous before we go ahead with the mission. The blade reinforced with Zemurian ore has been equipped. How much will be achieved with it during his first battle depends entirely on you, Awakener. Right, now isn't the time to be hesitating. I promise, I'll make the best use of it that I can. The outcome with V wasn't how I wanted things to go, but I want to learn and grow from it regardless. Very well, I shall answer to your will. As he always does. So, Eustace's dad is the one who gave the order to set fire to Celtic? How could anyone do something like that? It's all in your hands now. I'll be here with the horses praying for you, and... Take care of Eustace too, please. You bet, Paula. My opinion of the nobility has really changed since I joined the riding club. But that sure as hell doesn't mean that I'm gonna excuse what the Duke did. Go get him, guys. But... do take care of Eustace. Yeah. She's really taken a shining to him, hasn't it? Yeah, Wycombe, I totally agree with you on that one. Let's see... I think we also insert them, yes? Just to make sure. In a sense, you could say that a town is a piece of art, with every resident adding their own details. The buildings, the culture, and the history merge to create something singular and inimitable. Those normals are in for a violent surprise if they think we're going to let them destroy art that beautiful. If I need to help you upgrade your knight so you can teach them a lesson, so be it. It's been a long time since something outside of my own work irked me so much. Shows the nobles what happens to people who willingly destroy pieces of art. They do not receive mercy or forgiveness. Oh, they will not get any. I'm bringing my strongest warriors to make sure we succeed in every regard. Alright, let's go to the second floor.
Ah, yes. Historical records indicate many cases of towns being set alight during the War of the Lions too. Meanwhile, Prince Dragos fought to protect the people of this nation and prevent any more needless sacrifices. You know, the more I think about the war, the more similarities I find between it and our current situation.
Well, I have no idea if we can pull off the feats that Emperor Dragos did, but at the very least we are going to stop Duke Alberea.
Ah, I'm sure you will. Good luck out there. I'll be praying for your success. I've tried to do what I could to help with the operation, gathering reference material from the Aurochs Fort and the like, but at the end of the day, it's all up to you guys whether or not we succeed here. Ah, no pressure, right?
No pressure at all. I haven't been able to write anything since I got to look at Keldic. It's just impossible to think of anything fun to write about after getting a first-hand look at something so terrible. I guess this time the sword overpowers the pen. Yeah, but that's a genuine human response. You have to go through the emotions and you'll be better at the other side. You'll write fun stories again. I don't think anyone could come up with a fun story when all of this is going on. So much for the pen being mightier than the sword, huh? So check if anything new as well. But I do think that the pen is mightier than a sword, but it doesn't mean the sword cannot sting. I made sure to take some pictures of the chaos in Keldic. It hurts to take every single one, but there's no way I could let this horror go by undocumented. Hopefully we can prevent other tragedies like this to be exposing the truth to the public. Keldic is just the latest example of the horrible things war brings with it. I can only hope that exposing the truth to the public will help make it the last. We can only hope so.
I still can't believe what Duke Alberea did to Keldic. It's all so wrong. People with power are meant to protect the weak, not abuse them like this. Only you guys can put things to right, so good luck. Go show the people of Keldic that power can be good for something.
Definitely. Ooh, wait, monster guide.
Oh, you got some new data for me?
Mind if I take a look?
Alright, that's in the system now. Thanks, Rean. If you gather any more info though, come by and tell me about it, okay?
Is there any way... Is this the same list that we have in our notes for the monsters? Do we have a note in this for monsters? I don't know. Ooh, wait, there's a tab for trial chest? Oh, that's cool. That way we can keep track of the ones we haven't seen yet. Yeah, see, those are the two that we're talking about in the last episode when we were in the Ignis Shrine. We should not forget about this. And they are way on our level now, so we should have no trouble finishing those off. But I think it will be after all this ordeal has been dealt with. What Duke Alberea done cannot be forgiven. A man in his position should rule his land fairly and benevolently, not burn them to ash. My father asked me to help the people of the East, so, on my honor as a noble, I will make him answer for his crimes.
Go get him, Laura.
Oh, she will get him. Very, very hard. We must be the ones to make Duke Alberea answer for his heinous crimes. Honestly, I think taking responsibility will be the best thing for him.
Take care of yourself, Laura, and you too, Alyssa. I know you'll guys make it through all this safe and sound.
Your fate means everything to us, Monica.
I promise we'll be back right after we put a stop to Duke Alberea's madness.
Ooh, 2 new ones. Yes, 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 Eternal Blue. Yeah, we are getting close, but we're not there yet. Ooh, tomatoes too. I think with everything we just need
got this.
Special?
Cooking's just one of my many talents.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's give this a try. Wow, people can actually eat this.
Sure, I'd love to.
Who's gonna be a tomato stew?
I really hope you'll like it.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
I've got this.
Will it be low enough to make a disaster?
And done.
Sure, not.
I don't
Well,
mind.
we have a quartz that can help us force it out of it.
I guess this'll have to do.
Do we want to temporarily equip that on her? Which one was it? I can't remember which one it was. Now I need to look at every single one of them. No, that is successfully flee. Peculiar disc, prankster, yeah. Cursor, don't work with me right now.
I've got this. See?
Really?
I've got this.
Or is it, did I pick the wrong one of the two?
And done.
One more time. Because we have two. We have one that gives you the special and one that gives you the disastrous one. There it is. Thank you very much. Let's put it back before I forget. I don't think I will actively fight with her, but doesn't mean I don't want it in there. I can't believe Duke Alberea. He's almost too pitiful to hate at this point. I can't believe to even begin to imagine what that's doing to Justice Rean. That's why we need to help him bring this to an end. There's no other way. I can't even begin to imagine how Justice feels knowing his father is behind this. We need to bring this to an end, for his sake. That we definitely do. Mellow stew for you. Amazing, I would never have thought about making something like this. It looks incredible. I don't know where you find all this, but thank you so much for all the dishes you brought me. Let me give you a little something in return. Yeah, and I think the next one will be if we have the rest. Oh, I've heard the Imperial Army is taking whatever measures they can to ensure the people of Celtic don't want for food. Being well fed isn't going to make their pain go away, of course, but food can help heal both the body and soul in its own way. So I hope it lets them start the recovery process. Yes, very, very nice of you. That's a lot. Wasn't too bad. Something's up with the fish in Celdic's waters. I guess even they're terrified of what happened. Or maybe they're just lamenting how stupid we humans are? Who knows? As long as they're like that, nobody's going to be able to kick back and fish around there until things are put back in order. So please, do what you can, Rean. Tragic as it is to say, the fish are terrified right now. As long as they are, nobody in Celtic is going to be able to get any good catches, so it's up to you to make things right. And we shall, don't worry. Alright, let's see if they're on this side. Nobody's chilling. Nobody's in the doctor's room. Alright, next level it is. Yeah, I'm guessing everyone is getting ready. Nobody in bed, nobody in storage. We've got some tough opponents this time. The cruising provincial army is enough trouble as it is, but we might run into the northern Jaegers too. True, at least we'll have Captain Claire and the 4th Armored Division support, but we'll still need to be careful. Maybe so, but no one's going to defeat us, noble, Jaeger or otherwise. This operation will be a success. It must be. You're right.
We can't afford to fail, and we won't. Right. It's the least we can do after all the people of Celtic has done for us. Yusuf is doing everything he can to right his father's wrongs, no matter how difficult. We can't let him carry the burden alone. No matter who stands in our way, we will make this a success. I do like the detail that these are the 3 that hid near Celtic with the help of Otto. Like they are remembering those memories. The Northern Jaegers are a high-ranking corps. We need to watch out for them. The fact that Sarah's taking point this time kinda worries me too. Why? Just does. Just make sure you're prepared, then don't let your guard down against them for even a second. Yeah. Zeno might be down there. Maybe that's the reason why Sarah is going with us. Just to make sure we have enough firepower to stand against them. I'm pretty nervous about what we're about to do, but this is no time to let fear get the better of us. We owe Otto and the people of Celtic too much for that. That we indeed do. You'd think what happened to Celtic would at least get a mention on the radio. But no, not even a word. Even under Alliance censorship, this isn't right. I'm begging you, do whatever you can to get this all sorted out. You'll have me cheering you on. Thank you, Monk. That matters more than you might think. It sickens me to think that the Alliance can set fire to entire towns like this, like it's nothing. I finally started to relax about my home over in the west too, but now I'm worried all over again. I can't let this overwhelm me. Not today. Not when so much is at stake. You guys are the only ones who can stop the Duke now. Good luck. Thank you very much. And just checking up on the weapons. Okay, need a bit more. I will handle that in between episodes, just like the jackets of the few people that doesn't have it in our party. Which is just a couple. So we are getting to the point that everybody's weapon and gear has been updated. Quartz is another thing. Yeah, it takes a lot of money, but with a little bit of grinding we can get pretty darn far. My father can be a little heavy-handed at times too. But he'd never dream of setting fire to his own lands. That's just simply insane. I just hope Yusuf managed to sort everything out.
I hope that too.
I use ingredients from Celtic all the time in my cooking, so what's happening there impacts me as much as anyone. Go stop the Duke from doing anything else this awful ever again.
Ooh, that's a... You know what? I think I will wait until we have the complete list and then overwhelm her with everything. Big has been really down in the dumps ever since he found out about Celtic. Not that I can blame the poor girl, of course, but the rest of us have to make this right. For her. If you're ready to buy, I'm your man. I'm still very much open for business, and I feel like every little sale lets me back you up in my own special way. I'm sure it actually does.
What happened to Celtic and the Grand Market was too bad enough, but we even lost Otto on top of that. Why do things have to come to this?
I hate to say it, but that's the reality of war, Becky. Celtic's not the only place to have gone through this. That doesn't excuse it, obviously, but a truly great merchant will be looking for ways to overcome, to help everyone.
I'm still trying to process all of this here, but I guess you're right. We're better off trying to get things sorted rather than moping, aren't we?
That is true. And trying to help everyone that you can also keeps your mind off things, that's for sure. Yeah, we can actually make this one if we wanted to. A badge with a picture of an Auroch tyrant on it, part of a set. Let's just make it, why not? The fighter and warrior badge do have to come off anyway when we get to the point of exchanging our sets.
promise you you'll make this operation a success. Not just for my sake, but Celtic and Otto's too.
That will definitely give our best to.
Ever since I saw Celtic burn like that, I felt really weird. Why?
You okay, William?
Yeah, I'm fine. Now let's go catch us a Duke.
Yeah, we learned in a previous bonding event that she actually doesn't cry, and I think that's what she experienced now. She's feeling the sadness of war, what happened there, because she knew the people. But since she never cried in the past, she doesn't know what to do with these emotions, and she's trying to work her way through it. It's a really amazing detail to have put in here. Because this here, what's happening, is nothing small, is it? As a member of the House of Albarea, I have the duty to stop my father from sullying our name with any more of his foolishness. Only then will the people of Cruzen and Celtic in particular be able to truly say that justice has been done.
While that may be true, you needed to feel as though you have to do it all alone. Never forget that we're all here to help you.
Thank you, Your Highness. I cannot say what my brother has in mind, but I know what I want to do, and I fully intend on seeing it through. And I'll do it with the rest of Class 7 by my side. We'll be with you all the way.
The Imperial Army has already made preparations for Duke Albarea's arrest. It's truly a shame that things have to come to this. Still, I pray every day to Aidios for your success.
As a member of House Albarea, stopping my father is my burden to bear. But I cannot do it alone, so please, lend me your strength. Yeah, I'm glad that they didn't linger too much on him trying to go at it alone, because it is something that Ulysses does. He feels responsible and he doesn't want to drag everybody down with his problems. But now it didn't become such a big obstacle. He accepted the help from Class 7 because he knows where it's coming from. Or at least I hope he does.
This whole operation is gonna end up being pretty big, right? I hope Teresia doesn't get swept up in it somehow. What the hell am I doing worrying about this now? That does not like me at all. Operation, operation, operation. That's all I've got to think about. And you guys too. Thors, we got this. Teresia will be just fine. I've just got to not worry about her and think about this operation. You want me to put you through the ringer beforehand though? I've got you covered, just give me the sign.
No ringing today. That son of a bitch. I can't believe it even tried to pull this shit. I don't give a rat's ass how great this house is. Nobody sets fire to a ton of innocent people and gets away with it. You guys are the best chance we got at making that bastard pay for this. Do not screw this up. I can't even remember the last time something made me this mad. That asshole has to pay, and you guys are gonna make sure he does. Oh, trust me. He's gonna pay, and then some. I've been to Celtic before for some R&R. It was such a happy place, filled with the sounds of people bustling around and enjoying themselves. How could someone want to burn all that down? And is there nothing we can do for its people? Celtic used to be such a peaceful place. Well, if there's anything we can do, I'm pretty sure anybody in Thors would be more than happy to lend their assistance for it. Alright, last level, the bridge. Is something wrong, instructor?
Oh, it's you. Oh, sorry. Just lost in thought. I just crossed my mind that we're probably gonna run into the Northern Jaegers at Aurochs Fort too. So we can't afford to get complacent just because the army is giving us a nice diversion. We'll need to be really careful. Keep that in mind as you make your preparations. It's not just the provincial army we have to account for this time. Thanks for letting me know. We'll probably run into the Northern Jaegers at the fort too. Keep that in mind as you're making your preparations. It's not just the provincial army we have to account for this time.
Yeah, she is definitely worried about something, and I don't know for 100% what. Okay, both the main cannons and secondary armaments are good to go. There's even a chance the Courageous will be attacked during this operation, so we need to be ready to retaliate. Still, don't worry about us. The Courageous was built for this, and we are preparing for everything. You go, Ellen. You guys should be 100% focused on the task at hand, so don't worry about us. I'll shoot down anything that even tries to pose a threat to the Courageous. This is the 4th Armored Division. Our tanks are all in position. The RMP has also reached Point B and commenced surveillance of the Briarheart southern entrance. Acknowledged. Please continue to stand by. Bearing any sudden changes, the operation should begin at the scheduled time. Acknowledged. Waiting on your signal. Dealing with the military like that must be really stressful. I'm glad to see that she's holding up okay. Pew, this is a giant responsibility, but so far, things are going according to plan. You can leave everything here to me, Rean. You have more than enough to worry about as it is. This operation's success or failure will have a significant impact on the user's resolve going forward. You can't do this on his own though. He needs all of us to support him, perhaps now more than ever. Even though you're a new addition to the crew, we'll be counting on you too, Linda. Of course. This operation's success or failure will have a significant impact on user's resolve going forward. There's no way we can forgive Duke Albrecht for setting the whole town on fire like that. We're gonna make him answer for it. Let's do this. I gave the Courageous engines and tune-ups so they'll be ready for the operation to begin. We can't let Duke Albrecht get away with this. We just can't. I still can't believe that Duke Albrecht would resort to something this drastic. And honestly, as part of the 4 great houses, it's hard for me not to feel somehow complicit in all of this. But the way I feel is trivial compared to what Juices must be going through. That's exactly why we need to make sure that you're the ones to bring the Duke to justice today. It has to be you. Yeah, I think she is one of the people on the ship that can relate to Juices' feelings, at least a little bit. If there's one thing this war taught me, is that the powerless are always victimized by those with power. When I think about how my hometown could have suffered the same fate as Celtic, I can hardly hold back my anger. That's why it's more important than ever that we work together now. We can't let people like that keep abusing their power like this. Don't worry, we stand for justice and we're gonna get it. I finished scouting out the area around Briarheart now, and I know the best place for us to stand by. If it all goes as I think it's gonna go, we'll pretty much be able to strike Aurochs Fort while it's wide open. You can do it, Rean. I've done everything I can to get the ship ready for the big operation. Don't mess it up, Rean. We won't, we won't. I've always known that we were in the middle of a real war, but until now, I didn't understand what kind of pain and sacrifice that truly entailed. Same here. Part of me is still trying to convince myself that something so unjust couldn't really have happened. What was done is done. We can't turn back time, but we can and will stop the Duke from doing anything like that ever again. That's right, we'll make sure of that. We won't be able to pull this off without everyone working together perfectly. But if we can, I'm sure we'll be able to stop Duke Albrecht from doing anything like that ever again. Let's do it! Yes, let's definitely do it on the next episode. For now, I think we're ready. I think we are ready to commence the operation, so at the beginning of the next one, we're going straight into it. And this feels like the end of another part of the story, so we're probably gonna have a big fight on our hands, and of course a Valimar fight. And that's probably gonna take up a little bit of time, so we're gonna focus on all of it on the next one. Until then, I wish you a great night, morning, day, wherever you are, and if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time as we begin the assault on Aurochs Fort. See you then. Bye bye.